Hey guys, McJeffries here, and welcome back to the McJeffries network on OpenTTD. Now we start at a slightly foreign location. Haven't been here for a while. This is Pronworth Station, which is one of the only termini stations we've got outside of Guard City. The other one being Qfield. So, why are we here? Well, I've had some requests in the past to go back to my diesel network and add some branch lines. And that's kind of what we're going to be doing today. You can see I've already planned one out down here. And this is the branch line that was requested by George de Silva, I believe it was, to connect up Great Bromfingburg with Pronworth. So let's get into it, shall we? There's going to be a little bit of destruction along the way here. I'm going to try and use as many existing corridors as I can. So here, for example, I'm going to demolish right the way along like this, but then here I'm going to put a tunnel, which will emerge again the other side. Although saying that, maybe a tunnel isn't the best idea at all. So I just realised this is on a hill, so I'll have to go, what is it, goes up 1, up 2, up 3, up 4. Yeah, a tunnel is not the best idea. Let's try that again, shall we? So in that case, I might end up just putting a bridge over here. So again, let's demolish all of this. Let's level some of this out. Like that. That'll do. And then I'll pop a bridge over onto the hillside up here. Which does mean reconfiguring some of this track. I need to can't speak again today. I need to add more services to these lines as well, because there's a big gap between trains, which is not always good. It's great for line capacity, but it's not very good in terms of actually using the line for what it was made for. Let's go for 2 different bridge types like that. And then we'll come down here. Now I was heavily debating whether I should make this track single track or double track. And I think the experiment that we did many episodes ago now sort of told me that single track wasn't necessarily the best option. You know, those trains are constantly running late now. There's almost zero chance of it ever recovering, which isn't great. You know, we don't really want that. However, for this little section here, as I said, I'm trying to reuse existing corridors. So I think for this little section here, single track is okay. And we'll make it go to there, and then we'll have another little double track section again here. Just to properly get the trains in and out of where they should be. Like so. Right, we'll pop a signal there. Actually, let's take this back one. Pop a signal there. Because it's a branch line, we're not going to have the longest platforms in the world, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. It also means we could put some tight turns in as well, which is, again, nothing wrong with that. I'm going to try and put stations fairly close together. I'm almost treating this as, yes, it's a branch line, and it fulfills the required criteria to be a branch line, but I also kind of want to treat it a bit like rapid, not quite rapid transit, but like community rail. Pronworth is now a big city, as you can see, and the areas around it are quite big as well, so it's another way of being able to get around. I'm going to try and avoid as many of these bus stops as possible, because I don't want us to tread on their toes. They're doing a pretty good job. So again, they're the only buses I think we've got running on the entire network right now over here. So definitely don't want to be getting rid of them right now. I want to be building on that at some point in the future. So we're going to be heading over this way to Great Bromfingburg, and then I'm going to swing it around and try and connect to this line here. But how I'm going to do that, I don't actually know yet. I might do just another single track connection. I'll cover that a little bit more in a second. As I say, I don't want to give too much away. And already I've kind of gone off where I was meant to build this line. So I did quite a lot of surveying. This is like attempt number 4 that you're looking at to see where I could get these tracks through. There was a lot of surveying going on. And I'm kind of happy now with what I've got chosen as a route. I think it's a pretty good route. Maybe change some things in the future, although I don't think that's going to happen. Not really. As I say, I'm quite happy with this route. Although I didn't want it to go down there. I want it to go down here. So at this point, I'm reusing riverbeds for the line. Which again, pretty good idea, I think. Other people might disagree with me, but I think as an idea, it's not a bad one. We're going to we'll go for a simple viaduct there, and we'll go for a simple viaduct there. And then we'll have a station here, and then a level crossing, which is something we don't have very often on this network anymore. Although the other line we've got through Great Bromfingburg, as you can see, does have level crossings as well. So we're very much in diesel territory right now. Low speeds, you know, low risk of crashing. Well, that's not really technically true, but lower speeds, less chance of serious incidents occurring. It's probably the best way of describing it. I don't know. But it just feels... I don't know, diesel trains aren't old-fashioned anymore, because there's loads of brand new technology being brought in. Diesel electric, for example. You know, diesels are constantly being upgraded to be more powerful and doing a really good job. But I always, whenever I think diesel, I can't help but think old-fashioned. Even though they are still very much operational now. I don't know why. It's just a force of habit, I suppose. So that's it's kind of where I'm going with this series as well. I always consider the diesels to be fairly old-fashioned. I say I'm not 100% sure why, but I do. Right. Great Bromfingburg West. I need to do some site preparation here. It kind of looks like we're going to end up with a single platform here, but I'm not 100% sure that's what I want. I mean, I'll stick that track in for now. What's wrong there? Buildings in the way. They grow so fast. There we are. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure that's what I want. But we'll try it for now. And we'll see how we get on. I can always add a second platform if need be. The bit that I'm really going to struggle with is this. Somehow, I know I'm doing a lot of destruction here again. I think that could work. Make that go like that and connect up like so. Yeah. That works. Alright. Let's do some signal upgrades. So you become pathfinding. We'll pop a new signal there. New signal there. And we'll do one down this end as well. As you can see, the trunk of the route is double track. But the majority of it will... Well, the bits where it matters, like here, single track. And through Great Bromfingburg, single track. That's where the sort of branch feel comes into it. And hopefully people are okay with that. I think it's pretty cool. I might have made a mistake by doing 4 tile gaps instead of 3, although... Yeah, here. I wanted to put a station in this gap, so I am going to get rid of those. And then over here, it's all looking good. And then up here, again, all looking good. Alrighty. So, let's start upgrading some platforms. So I need this train to get out of the way. I need to look at the stop patterns of these trains as well, because some of these are a little bit excessive. So all these here are 500, for example. So I'm going to change these to 250. No, not 150, 250. Because these trains are running very late. And you are going to change to 25, and you were going to change to 1250, like so. This one also needs to change because again the stop times are way too long. Mind you, that's probably why. 250. Apart from down here, like so. And although here I'm going to do 1500 instead. Mind you, even this train's running late. So who knows? Who knows? What I do know is I'm going to upgrade this platform very quickly before the next train comes in. Like that. Okie dokie. Now we're going to come down here and we're going to pop in another platform. Now again, I want to use not the stairs because I want my stations to be disabled access, but a ramp coming up from the road. Very old-fashioned again. Once again, the way that I want this station to go. I think we're going to stick with a very similar design for the majority of these stations. I think I can get away with calling that one just Little Pinhill. Yep, looks like it. Okie dokie. We'll pop another one over here just off this bridge. Now this one, obviously we can't have the ramp because there's no road to connect it to, but we can just have a simple benches, station sign. I feel that's very necessary in branch line stations to have the little station sign. Alright, let's rename this to Froningpool South. Like so. And then we'll have another station here at Froningpool. Yeah, I think we'll go for this. For this side. And then we'll put single-sided over here. Like that. Okay, and I think that's it in terms of our stations. Although I'm very tempted to put another one here, and we'll see why in a second. So let's do another one here really quickly. Again, let's try and keep it simple. Just like that. It's sort of a layover point while the next train comes through. Little things like that. Little details make all the difference in this respect. And I also want to take back this and this. Replace this one like that, and then just pop some waypoints down. Branch platforms. There we go. Right, should we get some trains out? I think we should get some trains out. Just do another quick route surveillance, make sure everything is tickety-boo. I think we can have another station up here. Did I really just say tickety-boo? Wasn't supposed to say that. Oh well, said it now. Make sure everything's hunky-dory. I am very British. Very British. Apart from the fact I don't drink tea. Don't chastise me for that though. I just don't like tea. Shall I put another one here? I think I could put another station there. I'm probably going way overkill now. But actually, that's a pretty cool name. New Seabourn Cross Central. Sounds very important. Let's just check that. Benches. Right. Now should we get some trains out? Now I think we should get some trains out. I quite like that little branch actually. Apart from the fact this road doesn't really go anywhere now. It hasn't done too much damage to to the city. But I can actually fix that if I take this all the way back, and do that, and then lift this little bit up here. Tunnel, and it's all connected up again. There we go. Right, now let's get some trains out. I know you guys are all itching for trains, so let's get them out. So we're going to go over to our new. I say new. that's how my mindset's changed. We're going to head over to here. Now this, we have our train building facility up in Playthingfield. I think this should be another one, because it's quite a big site. You know, we've kind of got all the junctions and stuff in place already, so it makes sense just to have this as our new train building factory. And here we have some trains basically ready to go. So we're going to grab this one here, and we're going to do that. 2 tile length trains seems perfect to me. We're going to pop you there, we're going to pop you there. Right. Let's get rid of your shared orders. And then we're going to go up here, and we're going to delete all of these all the way down. We seem to have a bus that's lost. Where are you trying to go? Pronworth. Oh, I've severed the bridge, guys. Not smart. Didn't even think about that. There we go. I should get them running again, and I'll pop another one in here. Cantilever. Yeah, I don't like the way the tracks pass underneath on the diagonal though, it sort of spoils it a little. What is the first... Hello. YouTube notification. That's quite loud. Let's go check the stop times on these. All these buses seem to be running very close together, and I'm not really sure why. I'm going to change that. Anyway, this train is going to run to here and then here. It's going to run here a few times. Once again, I'm going to repeat orders. Someone's asked me about that. I've said in the past why I do that, because it's quite a long journey between here and the factory site, the depot site. So it sort of justifies it, because they're going to be running for quite a while without earning any revenue whilst they go to and from the depot. So here is the running for quite a long while whilst earning revenue. That's why I do it. To me that makes sense, but I don't know. Maybe I didn't explain it properly the first time. That happens a lot. Right, so from Pronworth, you then come down here to Frontingport East. This is why I wanted to add this in, to stop the trains from going to this Frontingport by mistake. So here, we go to Frontingport East twice. Same here. Same here. And that's all of them, I believe, yeah. Nice 3. Also, I've got to make sure this is no loading. Like so. Right. Then from Frontingport East, you go to Frontingport twice. Again, I imagine in real life, if this line was built, there'd be a slight S-bend or something here, so it's not just a straight line. That wouldn't really look very good, would it? Very DLR-ish. If that's... yeah, very DLR-ish. I'm making up words for this series now. Very much like the DLR. Loads of stations in straight lines, but we've discussed that before. It's part of its quirkiness. There's a lot of rail systems in Britain that you couldn't find anywhere else in the world because of how unique they are and how they were designed and how they were built and how they're operated. It's very much the British way. Highly unusual, but efficient. I still think of the DLR as being like a life-sized train set, because the way they change it, they literally just decide, oh, we're going to rebuild this, and then 2 weeks later it's done. It's amazing. 2 weeks is a bit of an exaggeration, but it doesn't take long. For some reason, it does not take long to rebuild sections of the DLR. Whereas you've got the underground, okay, it's underground, but it takes anywhere up to a year to rebuild a station on the underground, maybe even longer. And you look at the London Bridge project, which is an overground. Okay, again, it's on bridges and it's quite a big project, but 2018 they're saying it'll be finished by. Same time as the Thameslink project and Crossrail. I just think that's a very long time to wait for something like that. Very long time. And then the DLR, they just go, oh, this station's in the way of Crossrail, let's move it. And then, like 6 months later, it's open again. I don't know the exact time frame that Pudding Mill Lane was closed. Someone will tell me, I'm sure. But it wasn't that long at all. It really was not that long. Very impressive how long it took to actually do it. Considering every part of the DLR in that section is elevated. So they had to go through and do all of that. Rebuild the bridges, rebuild the track connections, realign the track. And apart from in a few places like Poplar where you can still see where the old alignment was, it's pretty much, there's no scar on the landscape at all as to where the original DLR routes ran. Most of it's been demolished now even, where it used to run on viaducts. Very impressive. Big fan of the DLR, as you could probably tell. Right, Farborn. Like so, and like so. Far end. Not that one. Far end. Far end. Is there a speed limit on this line? 70 miles an hour it seems. I've updated the semi-fast diesels, by the way. I couldn't find class 47s, but I did find class 67s. Which are nothing like when you consider. These are like the, well, you can see the EMD class 67. They're sort of the modern, more modern type diesel trains. Diesel locomotives, sorry, they're not trains at all. But they're actually cheaper to run, and they were cheaper to buy than the other ones. And they make a top speed of 120 miles per hour. Do we know how fast these go? We don't. I'll have to look that up. But it means it can go faster on the actual mainline sections, which is not a bad thing. I think that's pretty cool. Right, should we timetable this? We should timetable this. So, let's do all of these at 250, with the exception of the Pronworths, which we're going to do for 500. And the Farborns, which we're also going to do for 500, just because they're the end of the line. You do find, with branch lines especially, there's a lot of downtime at terminus stations, where the train sort of just sits there for a bit and doesn't really do anything. Basically waiting for the departure time. Great Yarmouth is a good example, and this is the one that I'm kind of relating to. So there's a branch line between Great Yarmouth and Norwich. And during the summer it's very busy, because obviously people want to go to the seaside during the summer. So they actually have a special train. I say a special train. It's 2 diesel locomotives with 3 Mark III carriages, I think it is. And the 2 diesel locos top and tail, and it creates another train. It's called the Loco Hauled Diagram. It's got some other fancy name for it as well, like the Summer Special or something like that. But basically, it takes the place of a 3-car DMU. I think, personally, using top and tailed locomotives is a huge waste of the power that these trains have. But that is just my opinion. In terms of the fact that you can't just have a single locomotive, you have to have top and tail, otherwise it'll be running backwards and the driver wouldn't be able to see where he's going. I don't think it's quite, like, it's not worthy enough of a DVT. If you can ever be worthy enough of a DVT, I don't know. Driver van trailer, that stands for, by the way. Driver van trailer, which is basically, you get, it's not just diesel, you get electric trains as well. Say this one, for example, these are both power cars, but in modern day trains you'll have like the power unit at one end and then you'll just have a DVT at the other, so it looks like a power car but it doesn't have an engine or a motor or anything installed. and it's part of the illusion that the train is complete, when in actual fact it isn't necessarily complete. Right, no loading, no unloading. I forgot to add these in. But I think using sort of spare diesel trains is going to be my my target for this line. So we actually have this unit here, this DMU unit, which I'm going to use. I'm also going to put a speed limit on all of this for 40 miles per hour. And then once we get to, oh god, this is going to be really difficult to see now, isn't it? Once we get to Great Bronfingburg West, or sorry, once we get to Great Bronfingburg, I'm going to change the speed limit to 70. Maybe 50. 50. All the way up to Farborn. This is really... Why did I decide to do this? I just want safe speeds running through the town, that's why. That is why. Obviously I've now got to do this 3 times, which is something else I didn't consider. Right, so once again we get to... This is the journey back. Great Bronfingburg there. So all of these again are going to be 50 instead of 40. Like that, and then this one as well. 50. 50. Now the semi-fasts do 70, so this should carry on that illusion that they are going at different speeds because they are different types of train. That's the hope anyway. Come on, there we go. And then we scroll down to do the last one. At least it's only 3. Could be worse, could be more than 3. So it's that one that needs to change. 50. 50. 50. So hopefully, George, this kind of is in line with what you wanted. As I say, single track would be perfect. If I could do timetabling better, so it would wait for a specific train before it carries on with its journey, that would be awesome, and I'd do single track everywhere on branch lines. But the double track is really for efficiency reasons. It's not for any other reason other than efficiency. It'll just keep the trains moving. It's very frustrating, and I wish it wasn't like that. But there's very little I can actually do to change that, unfortunately. Right. So once it gets to Pronworth, it's then all guns blazing, because we've got quite a journey, and I imagine it will take the centre line, because that's what seems to happen a lot in these cases. Right. So there's the DMU. We're going to grab this one, and you're going to do the same journey as this one. But I also want to use... What have we got? We've got Baby Deltics. Wouldn't mind using these actually. With some standard carriages. Let's get the 2 of them now. Whoop. There we go. Or shall I use the articulated? No, I think the standard's fine. So 1, 2, 3, and if I get another one, add that on, and then stick this on the end. There's your 2.9, which is technically 3. That works for me. And we'll stick you there. Right. I'm going to do BD for this, branch diesel. Pronworth to Farborn, and you are... What should we say you are? Technically it's 4. 4 units long, because we'll go for the DMUs as the base length. And then we'll grab the ungroups and we'll stick them in. You and you. Whoops. Just stuck that back into the same. Right, like that. And if I scroll down to withdrawn diesel, grab 88. 88? No, 68. Grab 68 and drop you in. And then if I just clone this train as well. So we're going to have 2 loco hauled and 2 DMUs. I think that will be enough to start with. I think that will be enough. We'll find out. These DMUs look pretty cool in the modern livery. I think they look very cool. Fits quite nicely with what we want to do. All right, so let's get the loco hauled one out as well. And I'm going to move this down. I'm going to move this across. So say for the next few episodes, up until episode 100, I'd say, we're going to be focusing a little bit more on this side of things in the diesel network. Something else which I wanted to say to you before this episode ends is I have planned another route from here right the way down to the south coast. In fact, I've planned 2 routes from here. One of which goes right down to the south coast. I think another one heads slightly west. And I'm going to try and connect that up, perhaps with the third rail network somewhere. So we're starting to connect up all of our lines, which sets me up quite nicely for episode 100, for the idea that I've sort of had using the ideas that everyone else has pitched. So hopefully you guys like the idea that I've got. Episode 100 might end up being split into 2. Sort of my idea and then your idea. So it'll be like episode 100 and then episode 101 will be the other idea. I don't 100% know yet, but that's kind of the idea that I've got in mind. Anyway, it's time to end today's episode. It's been 32 minutes. Hopefully that's a good enough length for you guys. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and of course if you're enjoying the series. Drop some comments down below for ideas for future episodes. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to my channel, thank you guys for your continued support. And until next time, I will see you soon.